We're live, Grandpa.
We on live? Okay.
Live again.
Good.
What you got today?
Oh, I got me some. I don't know.
Oh, hold on. I got to do the introductions.
Oh, I got some good old light cores, light.
You showing to the wrong camera, Grandpa.
Oh, I am. Yeah, okay. Yeah, cores. Yeah, I stick to the good stuff. What you got there? Oh, yeah. Well, I already know it's good.
Well, wait a second. So you went to the store to get some cores?
you, I,
You went to the store to pick up some cores? You didn't get nothing different?
no, the cores. I had the core from last week. I get my
Oh,
at Kroger's.
oh. So you just held that over.
Yeah, I held that over from last week.
All right, I can dig that.
Yeah, nice and cold there. Good beer, long lasting.
Long lasting. Okay. Well, I got Rye Way to Heaven, Rye Ale, aged in rye barrels. It was brewed in Chicago by Revolution Brewing.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. How y'all find all that beer?
And
You
this
gotta
liquor,
go to the special store.
these liquor stores, they have everything now. So it says on the can, bourbon and rye barrels work together in harmony to breathe life into our rye. They call it rye wine. This unforgettable ale is brewed with over 60% rye, yielding entirely unique malt and barrel-derived complexities. Enjoy an ample body that suggests sweetness, but still finishes smooth and dry. Enjoy life now or store cold.
Oh, okay.
So that's interesting.
What's the octane? What's the volume? What's the
Oh, this says 15% alcohol.
15%?
Yeah.
Oh,
15? What you doing with that big boy? What you got with
I
15%?
thought
It's a little small can. I'm thinking this is just regular beer.
Oh, wow.
Let me pour it. Let me do the pour. I got a glass,
yeah. Well, you got to read it again. You didn't hear what he had, did you?
No, I didn't. What you got, nephew?
It says Rye Way to Heaven. It's a
Oh, that's one of them Death Star. That's the Revolution.
yeah.
Yeah. I almost got a Revolution.
Revolution.
Yeah, this is made in
It's a
Chicago.
brewing company in Chicago.
It definitely smells it smells a little sweet. I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Normally I don't have good experiences with this particular smell. So I'm gonna rate it a 4 right now. Pre-rate.
Yeah.
What about you, Auntie?
What's crazy is I've texting with your uncle because I didn't know if he was gonna make it or not. So we have beers like that, 15, 18. I'm like, oh, I don't want to drink one of those by myself. So I just grabbed a little baby Warlock that's only 8.6, but he talking about he coming. So I'm like, wait a minute, if he's coming, then I might open something different that we can split. Because
Okay.
this is not my favorite beer at all. I was just gonna drink.
I'd split with you too far away, but I got the good stuff though.
Grandpa keep
Pops,
saying
you gonna break my heart today, ain't you? What you got, Pops? Is that a Coors Light?
Coors Light.
I don't know why he need that magnifying glass like he don't know what's in it.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
I'm telling you right now, I have no plans of drinking this whole thing quickly, if at all.
You say that, but sometimes it's so good you can't help it. But
I don't think it will be. I can smell it, and this smell reminds me of other things that smell like this that I didn't particularly care for.
You'll be surprised. Those Revolutions are pretty solid. But hold on, let me go grab some because since your uncle coming, I can get something good and make him split it with me. So I was gonna go here, but I don't really want to. So yeah, I'm gonna go get something else real quick.
Okay. Well, let's carry the show, Grandpa.
Serving, I got 4.7 alcohol. That's all I got.
It's Coors. Isn't that like a Coors Light too? So it's not gonna be that heavy.
I thought it'd be at least 5.
Oh no, it's Coors. Coors is just it's the illusion of a good time.
Yeah. I remember one time Coors was when you could only buy it in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
It was the beer. Everybody Coors. Now you can get it locally. I don't hear no more. In fact, I don't hear no more about nothing.
Yeah. Let me see what this is, because I'm hoping I can drink this one by myself.
I want you to take off her glasses to read.
I am of that age. Nephew, my eyes are getting so bad. I have to take my glasses off anything that's close. It's bad. It's bad.
I have to take mine off. I can't read with them and can't read without them. And sometimes people say, "Now I'm trying to see something now. Take the glasses off and look."
It's bad.
My eyes kind of make things blurry, you know.
Mm-hmm.
When I put the glasses on, especially in the store, if I got that mask on and the steam, the moisture start getting in the glasses, and I definitely have to take my glasses off.
I've actually been good with I figured out how to get my mask up under that, so I don't have to steam too much anymore. But all right, so I grabbed. I think we've had this one before. It's a 3 Floyds barley wine. This is 13.6%. So I'm gonna be good and split it since I have more things to do today.
That's no beer away.
Yes, sir, it is.
What you said, Bradley wine.
Barley wine. It's just the way that they made it. It's like sweet and caramely. And I think they said this one has natural vanilla, coconut, and bourbon notes. Yeah, so I need to. So are we officially switching this to Tuesday every week?
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to change that on my calendar.
And listen until some other life event happens.
Yeah, I'll switch it out on my calendar because I was in there getting my chef on. Y'all want to see my lunch I had just made?
What y'all make? What you make?
I made a chipotle sweet potato bowl.
Well, that's nice.
So chipotle sweet potatoes. I forgot what type of slaw this is. Like a honey lime slaw, some couscous, some black beans with some a drizzle of Greek yogurt and salsa and some cilantro.
Did you buy it or make it?
I made it.
Grandpa looks a little skeptical about that.
Right.
I was just curious, though. You know, she had all those different things, and then I looked and saw it like a kid.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm
I'm getting fancy, Pops.
Yeah.
That's all.
Let me tell you about me and Grandpa's adventure the other week.
What happened?
Well, I picked him up. I got off work at noon. I picked him up. I took him to a bar. He was like, I want some pizza. So we went to Buddy's, right? We're watching the basketball games. I'm thinking we're going to be here for a while, like an hour into it. Grandpa's like, let's just go home. I don't really know if I want to be out here drinking with people. And I was like, okay. So like the first drink we get, I get us some scotch. I think we're going to chill out, have a good time, eat some pizza, drink some beer. And, after that scotch, he's like, all right, I'm ready to go. So like, all right, let's just finish this pizza and we can leave. And then as 30 minutes goes by and we're about to leave. And I'm like, Grandpa, let's try to go to another bar. Let's just see how you feel about it. He's like, well, I got a little second wind. So we go to another bar, and I think we get there so if we get to this first bar like around 1, we probably get there like around 2:30, 3 o'clock. And we left this bar like at 8 p.m. We were just there for hours.
Scummy with your granddaddy.
We were.
We had a local bar too. So this isn't like a commercial bar. We just out here just living.
They pouring heavy, and it's cheap.
We were there that long.
Fred,
yeah.
You getting this barley wine? Wow.
You remember that? It was
I remember I didn't know we was there that long.
Oh yeah, we might have left a little bit after 8. Like it was. I mean,
Joshua, your uncle in here. Joshua and Pops was bar hopping from 1 in the afternoon to 8 in the evening.
When?
This was like last week.
We were at NCAA. We was down there at Buddy's.
we went to Buddy's, and then we went to another local bar, and we were just it was funny. Grandpa was just talking to people, getting trying different beers and everything. It was good time.
I was doing all that.
Yeah.
That's what drinking for 7 hours will get you.
I was sitting at the bar and when we was watching the basketball game and everything.
Oh, that's hilarious. I don't remember all that.
Chicken wings, right?
Yeah, we got chicken wings too.
Mm-mm.
Like we at the bar. We're not at no table. We just at the bar chilling. We're just getting bar food, just trying stuff. The bartender gave us a couple drinks. Just gave them to us because Grandpa was there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what?
The bar owner, that was a friend of yours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all know Pops is the superstar. We were at the bar this weekend. We were talking about the beer show with Pops, and I feel bad for these ladies because we told them it was on Wednesdays. They subscribed right there at the bar. They were like, "What?" They were like, "How old is he?" They were like, "He has to be." Because I showed them the picture, of course, Pops. They said, "What is he like? 61, 64?" I was like, "No, he's 92." And this is a recent picture. I was like, "Yes, it is. Very recent."
Oh, that was
me. Yeah. So those ladies gonna be logging in tomorrow looking for us.
Well, they're gonna see the show date that it was yesterday. They gonna figure it out.
Yeah, they were really cool.
But it's funny. Like Grandpa was having a good time. I was just like, at first I was gonna leave like after the game we watched was over, so like probably like around 5. But I was like, every time I was like, "All right, Grandpa, you ready to go?" He was just like, "No, you ready? You try to leave." So I was just like, "Okay."
So that's where his baby boy gets that from.
Yeah, we was in the hood. I guess you not say the hood, but we was in a bar where with a beat. We had a beat, you know. You can drink a whole lot of beer when you got the beat going.
Oh yeah, they were playing music and everything, and I was just like, beat. I was just like, you talking about a beat cop?
You know,
yeah. Oh, beats.
If you in the black bar, you know, you get that boom, boom, boom. Most real nice place.
Oh, no, this is the funniest part. So there's a big mirror wall behind the bar, and Grandpa kept looking behind him like,
"Oh my God!
Like how close is that to me?" You know, just like, Grandpa, that's a mirror wall. He's like, "You lying?" So I go over there and I touch it. He's like, "You like? Well, look at that." And then he's like, "Where's that light coming from?" I'm like, "Grandpa, that's the lights above us reflecting." He's like, "No, it's not. I'm seeing something out the corner of my eye." I'm like, "Grandpa, that's the end of the mirror wall." So I had to go over there to prove it to him that it was on the other side. And he was just like, "Okay." for like a solid 20-30 minutes, he kept going back and forth.
It looked like it was another room. He made that room look twice the size. I kept looking, you know, I said, "Boy, this is a big place." Joshua cut it in half when he told me that was a mirror.
I was like, you couldn't convince him. You could not convince him that wasn't a whole nother part of the building. Like he got up, walked over to the mirror, and he came back and sat back down. And he was like, "No, this is still bigger than what it looks like."
At least he wasn't drinking like that guy in that movie. What was that, Chrissy? Dude, or maybe it was a video. The guy thought he walked in front of a mirror and he was trying to get by the guy because he thought he was, and he's like literally doing this. He's like, "This guy, he won't get out of my way."
Wow.
What's wrong with him, man?
Cut him off.
That's how you know you've been drinking, then.
Yeah, buddy.
It was a good time. We were out Lord. I didn't get back home till like after midnight because Grandpa wanted to let's finish watching the games at the house. Last game came on like at 9 something. I didn't leave his house like after midnight.
He was still away.
Grandpa was if it wasn't for the fact that it was getting dark and I didn't want Grandpa to be out like that, like when it was like dark out at a bar like that, I would be like, "Oh, we probably stay at the bar." I had to get him to leave. Grandpa was fine.
Wait a minute. Did y'all hear how cute that is? Joshua said, "I didn't want my granddaddy out after dark in the bar."
In the bar.
We gotta protect your granddaddy. Pops ain't new to this.
I mean, Grandpa was fine. He was having a good time. I was just like, I don't want to push my luck.
You're a hater.
I hate her.
Mm-hmm. My bad for smashing y'all. I was hungry.
You ate the whole bowl?
Not yet. Half of it.
Oh, I was about to say. I was just like, "Oh, Auntie, you. I don't even know. You were just inhaling it, Major Pain style."
Yeah. So, Fred, I showed them my bowl. Pop's gonna say, "Did you buy that?"
Yeah, you was naming all them different ingredients. You know, I didn't know you had them different ingredients in the house there. But you said about 5 or 6 different things, didn't you?
Just a little stuff, a little something I threw together real quick. That's all.
A little something.
A little something.
Yeah, all right.
Actually, I've been doing intermediate fasting. I've been making kale shakes. I'm telling you, like at first I was like, man, this is gonna suck. But like they say, there's something about it. Like where I remember I was watching videos about people saying once you really start getting into the transition where you try to eat more vegetables, it's like you don't feel like it's work. He's like, man, it's just something you do, second nature. And I feel a lot better. Now that I got actual roughage in my system and get that vitamin K and all that.
So you know, intermittent fasting and eating vegetables are totally different, right?
No, I understand. Like I'm saying that, like I'm not just cramming all of the same junk food into just a couple hours. Like I'm replacing it with like better things to eat and things.
Making better choices.
Right now.
Auntie was looking upset. She was just like, that ain't nothing, right? You know, if you still eating Burger King between the hours of 2 to 7, that's still garbage, right? You know.
I just when you say intermittent fasting, I was like, okay. But when you talk about it, sir.
Did he say 2 to 7? His intermittent fast?
No. I was just picking 2 random numbers. I normally wait till I only eat between 12 and 8.
Oh, 12 and 8.
That's like 16 hours fasting.
That's pretty much 2 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it was 2 to 7, that'd be a little more extra. I'm not ready for only eating 5-hour window yet. I was like, people talking about that 1 meal a day life, and I'm like, I don't know about that. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for that 1 meal a day life.
I need to eat 4 to 5 times.
Is that Fat Freddy talking?
That's Fat Freddy.
Not over here with custom made health sweet potato bowls. We're talking about like I need to eat 7 or 8 of them a day. 7 or 8.
Man. Hey,
I
look.
eat 4 to 5 times a day.
Look, last night, I didn't realize Hard Rock Cafe was up here.
Stop.
Man.
Let me tell you about your uncle.
Listen.
Hard Rock.
Yeah, man. Hey, when you come out here, I got something for you. We gotta go see about it.
So this is the thing.
Hard Rock. Y'all got a Hard Rock in Chicago?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah?
So this is the thing. We stayed at the Hard Rock in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, in Mexico.
Yes, sir.
Y'all had one in.
Oh, there's some here in Chicago and in Indiana.
Oh, okay.
But while we're in in Mexico, we're walking around the hotel. We're going to get our COVID test. He looked and said, "What you say?" He finally realized that Hard Rock stood for hard rock music. He's sitting there looking at all these Beatles quotes, all these outfits from the Grammys and all stuff. And it took him, and it was our last day there that he finally figured out that the Hard Rock Cafe was for rock music. He didn't know it was rock music.
Well, you think it was a cocaine hotel? Like
I said, what you think it's about mountains or something?
Yeah, I didn't think nothing of it. I didn't think
the giant guitar on the front of the hotel.
That's what he said.
I've stayed at the Guitar Hotel twice. I had no idea. I saw all the music stuff, and we were going to the elevator, and our floor was called chord. And I said, hey, that's like a musical chord. I was like, the guitars. Hey, the hard rock, like hard rock. I didn't know, man. If you didn't know, if you don't know, you don't know.
That's a very Taylor story. To finally have picked up on something that everyone else has realized, and then treat it like you're the first to discover it. Like, did you know that this is?
I see you, Hard Rock.
Yeah.
So he keeps talking about.
Is that a hotel too?
They have hotels and bars.
This is Hong Kong.
See?
Yeah, they got hotels and casinos.
Hard Rock. What I'm trying to ask though, Hard Rock's got hotels.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh, see, I didn't know that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
See,
he didn't know that the Hard Rock had hotels, but he knew what the Hard Rock was. Then he keeps talking about this doggone pulled pork sandwich in Florida like it's the only place. So I said, so wait a minute. I said, have you thought about maybe if the Hard Rock here has it? This is a Hard Rock here. Then he says, the Hard Rock is international. So you've been to one in California, you've been to one in Florida, and you've been in one in Mexico, and you're asking me if it's international.
Listen, the most important part of that story is they got the pulled pork sandwich up here in Chicago. When y'all are here, you're going to have to come and taste this sandwich, man.
Uncle Pooh Bear, like, Mexico ain't, if it's touching America, it's a part of America. That's what he's saying.
It's part of America. Hey, hold on. In Mexico, they didn't have the pulled pork, so it don't even count. If you don't got the pulled pork, it don't even count.
They had carnitas. they had was, I don't know the word, the Spanish word for pulled is, but they got pulled carnitas.
Pulled carnitas, yeah. Go ahead,
Brad
Bob.
looking at us like this silly.
Y'all done lost me now. Y'all talking about food?
Yeah, pulled pork sandwich.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the Hard Rock has a really excellent pulled pork sandwich.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to taste it again.
The Hard Rock Cafe is not sponsoring the Untitled Beer Ranking Show. This is just free publicity.
Yeah,
go get the pulled pork sandwich. 40 acres in the middle. Show. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. But because we gotta stay on topic. Oh, it's carnitas from the guy who married and make. Oh, one of my friends posted it's carnitas. I guess I said it wrong.
What'd you say? I thought you said carnitas.
I thought I said carnitas. Maybe I didn't do the S, the heart. Maybe I said carnita.
Hollywood now was using this ghetto vernacular.
Oh, see, so my friends were calling me Hollywood because I got a picture with Mel Tucker last week when I went to that private scrimmage. They're like, "Oh, you Hollywood now? You think you got the full access?"
When I went to that private screening, you hear that?
I did. I didn't know who the guy was.
That's our head coach, Michigan State.
Oh, okay.
You went to a private screening.
No, there was a. It was So one of my friends used to be a player for the school. He back when he played. Yeah, he was just like, "Hey man, I got an extra ticket if you want to come in to watch because the first scrimmage is always like no media." So I went to that, and I was just like, "Man, this is nice. I get to see all the trophies, and like if I had just seen all that, I'd be fine. But I get to see the full practice, the new facilities, and all that. I'm like, it's really nice in here. I can see why people want to be college athletes."
Yeah.
I have student debt if they do it.
Yeah, that's true. Man, these kids are huge. It's wild. It's wild to think that these guys are like 10 years younger than me, but some of them are like probably like a solid foot and a half taller than me.
Oh, it's wild. Man. Yeah. There's some big boys running around there.
Yeah,
what's the first thing I say when I see a big athlete, Fred?
How you feeding?
I'm such a mom. I was like, how do you feed that? Like,
I saw their room where they have like a bar, right, where they make everybody custom snacks based on like their dietary things. They have an on-staff dietitian like area, so like everyone gets weighed and stuff, and their biometrics that they get their body fat with their arms and their stomach and all that, and then they make a plan like this is how much that you should weigh for your maximum output. And in their gym, they have these little machines that so like say you're doing a bench press, it measures the maximum output for your maximum rep of whatever you're doing, and it tells you like over time like just how much force you're pushing in each rep, and like where you're improving and where your form is, because like it's a laser that tells you how steady, like how sometimes you lift up and like one arm's higher than the other for a second, it tells you where that at what point that rep happened. It's some really interesting stuff they have in that weight room.
That's what y'all were paying for when you were a student.
Hey, that's what the donors are paying for.
Right. That's what they making with all that free advertising money they making on the backs of them players. The NCAA is the biggest gangsters ever because people got mad about players not getting paid. They found a way for players to get paid, and they still ain't got to share none of the money. Everybody else paying them. The average, we're basically now the boosters paying them above table, but NCAA still ain't coming off that money. The
NCAA went from trying to bust people who are breaking the rules to protecting the schools who are making the most money, because that's how they're going to keep their money.
They keep it.
Huh?
Who paying them?
The boosters now. Like you can have boosters basically say, hey, I got a company separate from the school. I want you to put on your Instagram like 5 times a week about our products or whatever, and we'll pay you. We'll give you money.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some of it though is like some companies that are like really big corporations are just doing blanket deals. Like everybody on the team get like $5,000 a month, $5,000 a semester, stuff like that.
Wow.
Hmm.
Right.
It's a
Wow.
new world.
I mean, it's the arms race. It's the new arms race. Like now, before it was like you said under the table. Now it's how much money can we throw to show
Yeah,
that we want to win a
yeah,
national championships? Because it's like little schools who were never getting these kids before are like, oh, but we actually have an alumni base full of million and billionaires.
yeah,
We'll
yeah.
buy a championship. We
Oh,
don't care.
Notre Dame is back on. They back in business, buddy.
Oh yeah,
Let me tell you.
Well, they got the money.
The
if
boys
you got
out of
the
South
money,
Bend got some money and some power, boy.
you just got to get the right check to the right person.
That's
Mhm.
it.
What'd you say, Grandpa?
No, and I would just agree. Just listening, I'll put it like that.
Yeah, it was an interesting
And
time.
Notre Dame was on the track. That's a place to go if you want to make some money.
One of the places.
One of them. Yeah.
Because they used to have a limitation where I think you can only do, was it 1,000 a month or something like that, or like whenever we added money to the Jael's account, they had it on there where there was a limitation on how much a student could receive per payment to their account, because anybody could add money to their account.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's interesting that they had to put an announcement on there, like you can't add more than this much a month. Like, who need that much a month? And I was like, oh, they trying to pay these kids.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like whatever. It's the
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say the Wild West. It's just what is it? Regular capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
Battle of the fittest.
I'm telling you, that's how they're gonna keep these kids from just jumping as fast as they can. Because now, if you're getting paid well, that means the higher leagues got to give you a real reason to come out early. Because you just a player once you get to the highest level. Unless you are a superstar, like the 5 or 6 dudes who are just exceptionally great that everyone knows, you still just another face. But in college, you're a celebrity. You're the apex of that area. That's hard to give up, especially if you're getting paid.
Yeah.
That's true.
Gonna be a lot more red shirting.
I was down in Oklahoma.
That extra year money.
When Billy Sam was at the University of Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
And those what you call the people, boosters with the 20-gallon hats, and they got a trailer a mile long, and every one of them, I guess you call them the stars of the football team. They drive in all kind of sports cars, rural stuff. Everybody, man, has some brand new something,
Mm-hmm.
So they don't mind spending no money. And they used to have the beer on the night of the football game. They have when it's next Sunday morning, you see cans of beer stacked there tall as the building.
Now it's a legal tax write-off. You make an NIL deal with somebody, you give them some money. I done made a working expense.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy.
So you get some money and you get a write-off, eh?
No, the person getting the money doesn't get the write-off, but the organization who gave the money can.
I don't mean the one getting. I'm talking about the one that gave the money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They can write it off.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey.
There's a paper trail now. Like you done paid for a service. You paid somebody.
Yeah, right. Oh, okay.
So, wait, I have a quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
Pops, do you have a new camera? You looking real crispy on the screen.
I think Joshua said the only thing I can see is I got a sweater on with paint on it, and hair wasn't combed. You try to look crispy on it.
Yeah, your camera looks real good.
Huh?
Your camera looks real good. You look real sharp.
This is one of those rare occasions where the internet and Inkster is working.
Oh, I know maybe because I'm looking into my computer instead of I got the screen too.
Mm-hmm.
But I noticed there's a difference in the picture from the computer than from the TV in depth,
Yeah, but your camera is making like it's highlighting everything. It looks real sharp and crisp.
She just really giving your beer a compliment.
Wow.
She's blinded by the Coors Light, man.
Oh my
Maybe
God.
the Coors Light is extra refracting, extra light or something.
You see the one person who's gonna finish their beer in an hour, that little 2%.
Oh, Grandpa's having a good time with that Coors.
Somebody got the good stuff.
Man, did y'all see what happened last night?
No, what happened last night?
Oh, the smack heard around the world.
Smack heard around the world.
That wasn't last night, was it?
That was 2 nights ago.
That was
2 nights ago.
Oh, I felt like it was last night because people were talking about all they were talking about.
Oh yeah. I see that.
That was funny to me, man. Yeah. Like all the memes are what's
everybody was wondering. First, they thought maybe that was a joke. You know, he got up and walked down there. You thought it was part of the program.
Yeah. Chris Rock said Will Smith just smacked the shit out of him. That dude funny. Yeah. What y'all think?
Man, Ashley saw it. She asked me like, "Baby, if Chris Rock was talking about one of my health problems, would you do the same thing?" I was like, "Sure." She's like, "If Dwayne The Rock Johnson did it, would you do the same?" I was like, "Absolutely, as long as you get rid of the footage and was at my funeral."
Yeah, he didn't really mean it.
Your uncle's already made it clear that if it's a big dude, that I just got to take whatever's given.
You got to take it.
I asked him, I was like, what would you do if a dude like slapped me on my butt?
Let's get up out of here, baby.
And he was like, I'll take it. I said, but what if it's a real dude or like a real big dude? He said, I turn your body and ask him if he got the other cheek too. I'm like, wow.
His wife, she got what they call it?
Alopecia. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I said I wasn't gonna talk about this trash.
You know what's gonna happen.
Thank you. Since we're celebrating Women's History Month and it's our last week, but it's okay. Let's talk about trash.
No, actually, this pertains to women.
33 minutes.
Because I saw a bunch of people arguing about like people saying protect black women, but not that way. So like, what's the right way to protect black women?
I don't think it was a matter of protection. That's not what when I saw that, it wasn't about him protecting her. I feel like it was a mixture of a lot of things. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. And I feel really bad for Will. I hate that because, Will has typically been very non-controversial outside of everybody trying to figure out what's going on in their bedroom, which is nobody's business. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, Will is very clean, very professional, all of that good stuff. So for him to get to that point and to address whatever it is that publicly, I don't like that. I really wish that he and Chris could have addressed that off camera, backstage or something like that. But as I saw on D.L. Hughley's page, and I think somebody summed it up very well, Will is tired. Folks have already been messing with him, making him the face of emasculation and making him all these memes and GIFs and all this stuff for the last couple of years. And he's still a human being. People forget that. This man loves his wife. He and his wife went through a very public issue. And the thing about it is that he did what a lot of women have been doing, where they've stood by their man when their man admitted to having other relationships or entanglements or whatever they want to call it. He's just the first man that we know who publicly said, yeah, my wife got up in some stuff, but I love her and we're going to ride this thing till the wheels fall off. But because of that, instead of people applauding him and allowing their relationship to continue to grow, they want to keep calling him a punk and all that stuff. And even with all the memes that came out after he slapped Chris, here he is trying to take up for his wife. And now you got memes going around talking about Tupac would have shot him. I ain't impressed. Like he's still becoming more and more of a joke as allowing that, like somebody said, Chris Rock got slapped for everybody else who's been making jokes about Will all this time. It's just, so I felt like it was a sad moment. I couldn't really find humor in it. Like some of the memes are funny, but the act itself, it made me sad.
Well, let me ask you this, because I think this is another part of the issue. Do you feel like your blackness was affected by this incident?
No.
Because I saw a lot of older black folks saying, "Why we can't show out in front of white folks and all this," like always trying to judge trying to judge a black person's actions against every black person on earth, and because it was done to white people.
Did you see the message? I think it was Kennedy the one who sent that message. And he said us back 10 years.
That's the stuff I mean. Like, how did something Will Smith did affect all our blackness?
No, I'm just saying about the message that was on the telephone. I just happened to see it.
Kenny sent the group text.
Huh?
He sent the group text. Go ahead.
Right. He said, and Kenny said he set us back 10 years.
And no disrespect to Uncle Kenny. I was just saying, Grandpa used that as an example. I was actually talking about something else I saw.
No, I mean, my thing is
I don't know. I was just having to say about, y'all saying that it affect black folks, what happened.
No, I was saying, how does it, like, mentally, do you honestly think, like, I just saw a bunch of older black people saying, this is like, what, we can't
Kenny's an older black guy.
Huh?
Kenny's an older black guy.
But I wasn't referring to him in that example. Quit trying to get Uncle Kenny to throw me through a brick wall.
I'm just saying, in your example, he fits your example, and he's literally saying the same thing, right?
Yes, but like I said,
I agree that I wish it didn't happen publicly, but I'm not, because it's set back the black race.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that just for them, because they have been so professional, and it is an issue between two black men. I wish it didn't have to be highlighted publicly on such a public platform. To me, I just felt like that was it was a lot. But I don't feel like it set me back as a black person or set us back as a race. No.
No, I think
he was saying in respect to, like, he set us back as though people say, see there, I told you.
But what does that matter?
Those people that say that shit anyway. They didn't take Will Smith to smack nobody for those people to say, see there, that's all they look at.
I think he was just saying, she folks back there waiting on something like that to happen,
But I'm saying
it didn't happen before on TV.
Well, Grandpa, Grandpa?
Yeah. You ever seen the BET Awards?
The point is, anything. Like, if Will Smith didn't do that, and say Chris Rock just kept talking about his wife, people would have been saying, "Why ain't Will Smith defend his wife?" They would have said anything.
No, and them people that would say, "See how they act," they would have just said, "See how he just standing on stage talking about that." Well, he would have just found something else to say.
Exactly.
But I don't pay attention to white people and give them any credence, because if what your ancestors did on this planet don't embarrass you, then it ain't nothing nobody can do that's gonna embarrass me, right? Because y'all done did the worst.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
If you're not embarrassed, then I'm just saying. 40 acres and a mule, fuck your mule. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I need one of them shirts. I need one of them shirts.
Yeah. I wish it was mine. I love it.
Damn.
But for real, like, if they not embarrassed, so I don't pay any credence to that, because obviously ain't nothing nobody can do that can rain down embarrassment on the people, because they still walk around like they ain't did nothing, right? But my issue with it is, I got a couple of things. First of all, I don't want to hear this toxic masculinity shit no more, because folks out here supporting Will, he did the right thing, protected this woman, this and that. And like, isn't that what like overly masculine men do? They take things into a physical manner and do something, right? I know I'm just exaggerating, but all of that talk about, laws and righteousness went out the door when it was somebody that they liked performing the act, right? They like Will Smith. So now they're making room for his behavior to be okay. And that behavior was trash. I mean, he should have just waited till later and, hell, beat him up in the alley. Meet me out back, right? You don't do that in front, because one, you working. This at your job. Ain't nobody here about to get up and go smack anybody in their place of work and not go to jail. He should be in jail, but he not, because he's a celebrity. They're just getting special treatment.
He's a celebrity that everybody likes.
And he's a celebrity that everybody likes. That's a good point too.
I wonder what's going on.
But that brings me to Will, because he only getting that scrutiny because he's a celebrity, right? Like it comes with the territory. And then my last point is Chris Rock is a comedian.
No, so you think he gonna sue him?
No, he said he's not going to. He said I don't think he's going to sue. No, but that comedian point.
I hope he do a stand up and really lean into it. No,
that comedian point doesn't hold the same deference for me in this particular example because of this. People were ready to destroy Dave Chappelle for his jokes, right? And Chris Rock made jokes, and people are saying, "Well, like, can comedians not tell jokes anymore?" Either everyone can tell jokes all the time about whatever. Or you got to hold people accountable all the time. Like you can't hold Dave Chappelle accountable, and then when someone actually confronts Chris Rock live in action for it, now hold him accountable.
Yeah,
either all comedy is just
because all comedians should be able to say whatever they want, and like all you have to do is not pay attention to them and don't give them no money in your show.
Do you really feel that way though?
I mean,
just because you're a comedian, that doesn't remove you from being a human being and having, like, sure, that's part of your job.
But what did he say? Somebody please tell me.
So he said G.I. Jane 2, starring Jada Pinkett, see you in it. I'm looking forward to it. And the reference was to Jada's hair because her hair is super short, right. Like G.I. Jane's was. So, but the issue is that Jada has been, I guess, vocal about, struggling with alopecia, with her hair just falling out. So that's supposedly what the issue is. But to your point, Fred, like we've talked about it before. I do believe that sometimes people can be super, like, I honestly didn't think the comment was that bad. Like, I didn't feel like it was that much of an issue.
He's super soft.
But at the same time, who knows? Maybe it's something else. I don't know.
Maybe he just had a bad day.
Right. But back to what I was saying, I don't feel that comedians have the right to just say anything without taking anybody's feelings into consideration at any time. I don't feel like that gives anybody carte blanche to just be a complete dick and an asshole. That's just like people just like, well, you know how they are, you know how they are. But at some point you do, no matter what your profession is, no matter what you do have to still be a human being. So I'm not saying that what Chris said last night fell outside of that. I just don't believe that comedians have the right to say any and everything just because they're comedians. Because whether I get paid for it or not, I could call myself comedian and crack jokes on you. What's the difference?
All right, I mean, but the fact of the matter is, people in your society walking around you is gonna crack jokes and tell things about you and say stuff. So
then you knock them little white boys out who's telling nigga jokes?
How old was I?
But still though, and you would still do that right now.
Nah, I wouldn't do that right now. We got too much to lose. I ain't going to jail. I ain't Will Smith. I ain't Will Smith.
If they're a comedian, though, they got the right to say it, though, right?
No, but let's back up. So based on that, George Carlin, when he tell religious jokes, so now they just gonna shoot and lynch comedians telling religious jokes?
No.
Right, but this is what I'm saying. That's the ridiculousness of this. Like, dude chose the damn joke.
As a human, you can still be held accountable for what you say, regardless.
Exactly.
If you say something to me,
that's fine.
For examples like this, I got a perfect example.
You're gonna be held accountable, but is he gonna go to jail for the assault that happened in front of everybody's eyes? No, he's not.
Because Chris Rock said he doesn't want to press charges. Chris could have chose to press charges, but he didn't.
Man,
that was his choice.
I know people involved in cases where folks drop the case and the police department pick it up for the interest of the public good. They're not going to do that.
But I get what you're saying.
And I wonder why. Because he's a celebrity. I
feel like the conversation, I think there are multiple points going right now. Like, I'm not disagreeing, and I hadn't even thought about it. What Will did was assault. So I absolutely understand what you're saying, is that if anybody else had done that.
I'll do it. I'm going to jail.
Sure. But I'm specifically speaking to, I love George Carlin and almost every doggone inappropriate ass comedian you can find. I love him. However, I just can't agree with they can get away with anything because of their profession. I do think, and this isn't regardless. I mean, in regards to what was said this week, I'm just saying in general, I don't think that they should just be like, oh, they get a pass because they're a comedian.
You gotta have accountability for people. Like, for example, a few years ago, I was hanging out at one of my friends' house, and there's people there I didn't know, and people were just cracking jokes. And like, I had busted your mama joke, and one of the dudes stopped me. He was just like, "Hey, man, I don't know you, but I don't play that, so don't bring it my way." And that was his warning to me, because if I did that, I had to accept the fact that I had to fight.
That was a very mature thing for him to do.
That's what I'm saying is, if I had stepped over the line, then I had to accept the fact that I had to fight the dude. That's a real life situation.
Well, he could have socked you, then you could have pressed charges because you can't just walk around smacking people. So my point is, regardless of how you feel, you on the subway, somebody on the subway doing something that you don't like. Just because you don't like it don't mean that you can walk over there and smack people. That's the point. Oh, I don't like the way he's being aggressive towards, I don't know, I'm trying to make up another scenario. Or maybe he in the corner singing poorly. I don't like the way he sings poorly, so I'm gonna smack him. You can't do that.
Right, but
he's in the corner talking bad about me. He's calling out my orange shirt and he don't like it against my skin. And now he's saying throwing racial epithets at me. I can't go slap him. I'm still going to jail. I don't care what you're going through.
You can, because there in some states there are things called
fighting.
There are things called there are things called fighting words.
Yep.
If you feel like
fighting word, I've never heard this.
Yes, Google it. There are legal things where it's something called fighting words. If someone's spurting at you like verbal assaults, and you feel like, man, I'm being threatened right now. So that could be anything.
What if that verbal is just jokes about your shoes, about your aura?
No, he's not saying that. He's saying jokes are one thing. He's saying that if people are saying
verbal assaults.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm backing off of verbal assaults, and I'm just saying now he's just hurling jokes at you. And you're getting
you don't
so
think
upset
it's a joke
because
you
people
think
are
it's
laughing
coming at you.
Now you can go smack him.
If you deem it as something that I mean, think about this. How many times have we seen court? How many times
I give you the verbal assault, but
we've seen many cases lately where people are shooting people and getting away with it because they thought they were in danger. Someone 500 feet away from you walking towards you, you thought you were in danger, but you get away with it?
That's just like that man and that video I showed you, that man at Applebee's. He kept asking that white dude to stop talking.
Dude was wrong, though.
But what I'm saying, he ain't going to jail by nobody's means because no, he wasn't, because that man verbally assaulted him.
I bet if he would have stayed in that spot and the police showed up, he'd have went to jail.
Because they had video proof. That man was verbally assaulting him.
Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, let's get back to this case because he was telling jokes on the stage.
Ain't nobody disagrees with what you're saying on this case.
Right. Well, but that's just okay. So, all right,
we all agree with you on that.
Well, because the thing was, the conversation became how he felt. He's been harassed all of this time, over the course of his career.
I didn't say that he had the right to do it. I said that I said that I felt nothing but sadness. I didn't laugh at it. I said that it was all because for him to do that, from what we've seen of his 30+ year career, that's not typically who he is. So for him to do that and to know everything that you're saying, to know that it is wrong, to know that it's, this is, Chris Rock's job and this can impact his job. He knows all of that. So for him to do that, I'm just saying that man is obviously hurt and going through things, and everybody has a breaking point. And from what they say, he and Chris didn't have the best relationship anyway. It's different if it's your homie talking trash versus somebody you already don't like, and you trying to clown my wife. Not that it's right. But what I'm saying is that, I didn't feel any humor with it. That's all I was saying. I didn't even think about the whole assault thing. I just saw a man in pain, and I was in disbelief, to be honest, that Chris didn't swing back. I'm like, what the hell? That's what I can work or not. Somebody come steal on me. Y'all gonna have to cut the cameras.
Was Chris Rock is a serious professional, because not only did he not swing back, he carried the show on. He made a joke and he moved on to the.
No, he didn't. He was. If you listen, that man couldn't talk for a few. He
stammered. Come on, he stammered. But
I just think Chris ain't no fighter.
He said, "Oh my God, Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me." That is a joke. Like, and it was funny.
It's a fight or flight response. If you like, as everything I've seen about Chris Rock, he always talked about how he wasn't a fighter, how he wasn't that dude.
That's why I say he can't.
In my mind, like for example, like this, I'll use Dave Chappelle as an example. Dave Chappelle is a dude who works out. I don't think Will is gonna slap him in the face and Dave not do that.
Here go another punk ass point because you made the point because
so you don't like Will. That's what's coming out.
I like Will. I didn't like this action. I thought this was weak. I thought it was, especially if he knew Chris Rock wasn't a fighter. See, I didn't even know that part.
Yeah, he wasn't about to like if it was like if it was like Dave Chappelle, Dave would have stolen Will before he even got to him. Because if you see somebody walking towards you and you telling jokes and they got their hands up, it's not, I'm automatically gonna put my hands up to defend myself. I'm not going to assume.
But if it's Will, most people probably would thinking Will doing something silly. That ain't his character. It's a difference. It's a difference if damn Samuel L. Jackson come up on that stage. Uncle Sam about to knock somebody damn out. Ain't nobody expecting that from Will. May as well expect that from Chris.
So if you didn't expect that, okay, I'll give you that.
Because if you Chris still had his hands behind his back,
you can tell a lot about how someone's fight or flight response is. Because it doesn't matter if you're professional or not. If someone strikes you, you go into either I'm either about to wail on them or I'm about to curl up. And that's exactly what Chris did.
Not when you working.
Nah, man. Like Uncle
Pooper, I don't give a damn about that camera.
Uncle Pooper, you're at your desk. If someone come in that office and slap you in the face and you in a conference call, you're gonna put that conference call on pause and you're gonna go in there and handle that business.
Nah, man, I'm at a major event and I'm doing something and somebody come up acting crazy. I'm gonna defend myself, but like
exactly.
That's what we're saying.
Well, I'm talking about like I ain't about to rush him and start boxing. Man, I'm not about to mess this check up. Man, nah.
Damn, somebody's still on you. You don't even remember that you at work.
I ain't going. Well, anyway, that's why. Anyway, that was my point on to Chris Rock. Like, wow, what a professional. Now you just said he a chump and he wasn't gonna fight anyway. I don't know. I ain't going that far. I'm just going with
he handled this situation. He would have won the fight, but
he handled that situation like an adult. He handled that situation like an adult, and Will Smith didn't.
I'll give you that he didn't mess up anything.
Condone violence, and then like another time not condone it. If it's okay to get pissed off,
there are times when I do condone violence. You damn right.
If it's okay to get pissed off over somebody telling jokes, then I mean it's a.
If Chris Rock hit Will back, I had no problem with it.
All he doing is talking.
Let me ask you this: Is there a difference between Joshua cracking jokes on me and somebody you don't rock with, and some names that I'm thinking? I'm not even gonna say them out loud, but they sitting there trying to crack jokes on me. You gonna sit there and let this dude who you don't even mess with talk trash about your wife?
Where we at?
No. No,
it does matter.
No, because you're just talking about condoning violence, period. So let's take the environment out of play.
Nah, the environment is my whole point.
No, it's not.
I said Chris Rock is a consummate professional.
You sit there and said if somebody's sitting on the train cracking on your shoes, you created. That's what I said. So let's not even care about the environment. We're talking about
going to jail. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Let's not talk about.
I ain't going to jail. 20 years ago, I make them bad decisions. I'm not going to jail today.
So you're saying that how do you determine that? Because
listen, if it happened today, we're going to get up and walk away. That's the exact same option that Will Smith had. He could have got up, grabbed his wife's hand, made his comment, pointed, and been like, all right, and walked out and showed his unappreciative manner to that, and then went backstage and confronted and talked to Chris. But he didn't. He had options.
Okay. No, let me answer my question. So now hold on. You just sat there and said that Will should have had the conversation with Chris backstage. So the conversation is still going to be had. You said to avoid violence so that you don't go to jail. So if we're at a house party, we're in the house.
Yeah.
In our private environments, somebody's talking to me. You just said we'll leave. So are you saying that you're going to put me in the car and you're going to walk back in and tap him on the shoulder and say, hey, my man, let's step outside and have a conversation?
Yeah, we might have to step
outside. And that's all. That's what's going to.
But I ain't going to let no damn jokes get to me. First of all,
I'm talking about me.
I'm funnier. It don't matter.
Oh. So if I tell you I'm offended and then I'm ready to cuss this,
I mean, if I gotta fight because you want me to fight, I'm gonna fight. But I ain't no fucking jokes about to make me get out my skin. Shit, I'm funny. What are we telling jokes? Oh, okay, I got jokes.
Wow.
But you tap me and tell me go beat him up. I'm fighting.
I wouldn't even do that because I step in first anyway.
Okay, so what we talking about?
Wow.
I ain't going to jail. It just don't make no sense. We ain't Will Smith. We ain't Will Smith. We ain't gonna get away with that madness. But we in a private room where we can step in the back. Like we can go step in the back and box. But that's my only point with him. Like he chose that.
No,
moment.
you said you don't condone violence.
I don't.
I was waiting.
No. I said.
Nephew, didn't you say that? Nephew, he said I don't condone violence.
I said to society, you can't condone violence and then talk to me about you can't commend this violence and then talk to me about toxic masculinity. That's what I said.
Mm-mm.
Oh, you don't remember that?
You said that earlier, and you said I don't condone violence at all. And I said I don't condone it.
Not with no damn jokes. Some jokes.
And I said there's a difference between somebody.
You can't handle a comedian on stage telling jokes.
Not everything is funny though.
That's why I said take out the environment. Get Pops in because let's. You
don't gotta laugh.
Let's. I gotta say this. I don't believe you honestly feel this, and if you do, I am a little disappointed and sad because I can't believe that you would accept a joke. And I'm just gonna fucking say the names. I can't believe you'll take a joke from Hank the same way you would take a joke from Marco.
This turned to a different episode.
Man,
I can't believe it. I refuse to believe that.
I'm a different man.
I refuse.
Different time. We got different responsibilities. Like, come on, you gotta grow up. That's the whole damn point of being an adult. You gotta grow up and make better decisions.
Well, I think the point is this. I think if you feel this way, you gotta feel this way for everybody. You can't be like, oh, because it's Chris Rock and I can steal on him, I'm gonna slap him. But if someone else says something, I'm not gonna do nothing. You got to keep the same. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's my point about it. You got to keep the same energy with everybody. If Will Smith ever sees 50 Cent, he got to steal on him. And it's just that simple.
He ain't gonna do it.
You can't pick and choose when you want to defend somebody. It's got to be always, all the time, or not at all.
50 clowned him over his wife's situation in a text. Him and Will texting back and forth. Then 50 publicized the text. He screenshotted it and posted it. Will ain't saying shit. Come on, man. I ain't going. Like you said, he calculated that. He figured out who he can pull it with. And maybe he lost it. I don't know. But I just know you can't be talking toxic masculinity.
He lost against the right person because he knew Chris Rock wasn't going to do nothing.
Who's been talking about toxic masculinity?
That's you guys see my threads.
Okay, so I'm like, that ain't been brought up by nobody but you today.
Yeah, I be reading.
But I'm saying though, that's like that's a big part
how
of
manhood.
Nobody believes that on here.
I pay attention to how manhood has been shamed in this particular society, and then all of a sudden it's glorified. Because he's standing up defending his woman.
Who said it was shame? That's what I'm saying.
In the last 5 years, like you can't be a man, quote unquote, man's man no more. That's anytime you acting a little aggressive, that's that toxic masculinity. But now this guy stands up because somebody's telling jokes about his wife. He stands up and smacks him in the front of the national TV audience, and all of a sudden, this is applauded. You know. It's a selective toxic masculinity apparently is okay by certain individuals that's has good approval ratings. Then you can do shit like that, right? You can challenge people. You can smack them without going to jail and without being persecuted by the media, right?
No, I see. I agree with your point. Like I said, Will Smith he has non-verbally said that if you talk about my wife, I'm going to get physical with you. So that means from this point forward, if anybody talks about his wife, they got to square up. And if he don't square up, this was all fraud. This was some fake tough guy stuff, and Will's car got pulled.
Well, I think Chris Rock going to do another stand-up. No, I don't think he's going to say nothing, though.
He got stand up coming up this month.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't think he's gonna say nothing about this. But if he thought he got targeted before, you mean to tell me you don't think the comedian's about to really lay into him? Like, stop it.
No, I think 50 Cent is camped right outside his house right now, waiting to be like, "Oh, you gonna slap me?
Oh, you gonna slap me?"
That's what I think is about to happen.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Pops, what you think about all this? You just sitting there quiet.
I'm listening and learning. But I saw when Will Smith went up there on the stage, I felt it was much deeper than what he said then. It was something that doesn't build up, and then it was the climax. Whatever happened, there was some more behind him and Chris before that. And then when you get to that thing, something else before that, sometimes your mind ain't gonna let you function right. In fact, they blank out on you. Just gonna do what you think you got to do. What I'm trying to say, it wasn't just the thing, because I didn't even hear all the jokes. I saw them talking about, I couldn't hear what they were saying, but I felt that there was much more behind what he done than meet the eye, He had a bone. In other words, he had a bone to pick.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, something. Hey, I got to dash real quick. I got a meeting.
Let's wrap up the show then. This is a very, very heated topic, but
I got my words in. I'll talk to y'all later. I'm mad. I'm a couple of minutes late, so I'll wrap it.
Okay. Love you. All right. Have a good one.
Well, I tell you, I want you to, I feel some words in you. I want let out some things. So I want to hear because I think some things you said actually very, of course, always important, are very important, because it's like I don't know exactly how you feel, but I think I'm picking up on it, because to me, you can't selectively act tough about who you defending. Like, if
that's not my point at all.
Then that's what I said. I want to know what you're saying, because I feel like I understood, but I didn't.
No, I hate that we had the conversation. Period. I hate that. Like I said, I felt nothing but sadness for it, because I feel like people dig themselves too much into celebrities' lives because they feel like they can, because they just happen to have a profession that's in front of everybody's eyes. I feel like they're human people going through human things, and it's very unfair for them to have to do it publicly. And it honestly annoys me that everybody feels the right and the need to try to break down everything what's happening, and they just can't be people. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just, let them be. Now, yes, he acted publicly, but it's just amazing to me, and it's sad to me that people gonna talk about this stuff forever. For why? Like, I just feel like there are better things to talk about than to wonder why he smacked the man on live TV. That was his business. He knows why he did it. I don't think anybody's at risk of him just walking up, slapping him on the street. So what does it matter?
You would hope. I mean, to me, like, I don't think,
even though he did, and even though he could and he should. I'm not gonna say he should, but he could.
I think people are actively going. I think people are either actively going to try him now in person, or they're not. And it's just like you said. Hopefully, people just move on from it, because, like you say, it really isn't anybody's business. Because, like, if you have we're at the crux of it, if you have an open marriage, that's y'all's business. That ain't gonna do with me.
And nobody even knows if they do or not. That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying.
People worry about what, but the if shouldn't even be part of the discussion. People worry about the wrong things. Who cares? Who cares what they do in their bedroom? I don't give a damn. I don't care. And like the, and the other part of that note that D.L. Hughley post was saying that they didn't think that Will had fully addressed the issues that he has with Jada, and the embarrassment that has come out of him sitting at that red table and being vulnerable. It's a shame how, your uncle was talking about this damn toxic masculinity. But what's sad is that what's toxic is not men not having the ability to be vulnerable. That's what's fucking, excuse me, Pops, that's what's toxic. That's what's toxic. It's not the masculinity. It's what they do to avoid being vulnerable. So that's what bothers me, is that this man did that, and people want to say that he's not a man because of that. Vulnerability takes an amazing amount of strength. That's not weakness. And men don't get credit for that. That's why the damn suicide rate is so damn high for men, because they're not allowed to express their feelings. That's what I honestly feel about it. That's why I say I felt sadness. And the way that people are digging on him even more makes me even sadder, because nobody knows what's going on in that man's head for him to act like that. Just shit like this, when it happens, and if something does happen to him or somebody else by his hands, people are like, oh, damn. And y'all not realizing y'all pushing people closer and closer and closer to the edge for the sake of jokes. That's how I feel about this shit. Everything ain't funny.
That was probably the most brutal. That was some serious stuff, man. When I think about it, I think that I couldn't imagine being in the public spotlight like that, 24/7, people constantly watching you and your family. That would be tiring just for me, even if I wasn't getting cracked on. Just the fact that, you think you having a private moment and it's not. So I can't imagine that type of lifestyle. I just, to me, I was really my whole thing for this was, I don't like it when people say when one black person does something, somehow it reflects poorly on all of us. I think that's silly. I also think it's silly to, now thinking about what you just said, that I think society does spend too much time trying to break people down. It's like society is two-faced. They tell you they want people to be more open and be more expressive and be honest. But when you are honest, I get it. There are consequences to everything, right? Like if you're honest, but you're actually honest and you're a bad person, people are going to talk about you. But like, I don't know. I think there's probably like a transitional divide that hasn't met its level yet in society, where people are saying you should be able to be open, but there's still a realm of society where it's just like, we still gonna crack jokes on you regardless, no matter what. And like, I think it's always going to be, to a certain extent, the other part where people gonna crack jokes on people, but I don't think there's a middle part where where there's a place and ability for you to be able to be honest with people about who you are in a place publicly without so much backlash, provided it's not like harmful to others. Like your truth can't be that you're a pedophile and not get punished, because like that's a problem. But like
if people make all these memes all day, what if we had insight into your life? Mm-hmm. Then what? All these Twitter heroes and Twitter comedians, what if we had insight into your life? What would we be laughing and talking about then? And have your picture blasted on everything and see how you deal with it. It's annoying. That's annoying.
Well, this is a good question then. So you have your own business, IT, and you and Uncle Pooh Bear have been more and more like, you guys are more and more in public events and things like that. How are you guys handling the transition of, because your business requires you to be front-facing people, where people see you more often than not? How are you guys dealing with that as people more and more like, hey, I know who you guys are. You guys are, the physical that game people, the urban intellectual people. Like, how are you guys handling that as your company and your lives grow more into that space?
Fortunately, it's not that big for either of us yet. I mean, your uncle's closer to it than I am. But we do have conversations about it. And I think at this point, it's just being more cognizant of the things we do in public. There is a discussion about, just because you just never know who might recognize you. Mm-hmm. So, in public, it is. We think more about certain things that would have been cool and just fun back in the day that probably just can't be done anymore. Not as openly, depending on who you're with, Yeah. But yeah, there are conversations had about being careful about certain things out in public. Mm-hmm.
No, I get that. I like only thing I compare it to is when like a year or so ago, Grandpa was like, "Someone recognized me at Home Depot around the corner," and like for Grandpa, that to me is cool because I'm happy that people think Grandpa's a local celebrity.
Yeah.
But like even that still is kind of like a little because
I got recognized at Target.
Really.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And she recognized because I was dancing with the food. And she was like, I kept looking. She said, I kept looking. I was like, I think that's her. I think that's her. She said, and I saw you dance. And I was like, yep. And I was like, wow. Like you said, it's interesting when somebody notices you.
Like, how was that experience though? Like, was it like weird? Like, did she
No,
approach
it
you
was
in a
cool. It
respectful
was
manner?
fun. We laughed and talked and, we took a picture together, which is interesting. When people meet me for the first time and they're like so excited, want to take pictures with me. And I'm like, okay, like that. It did open my eyes that people are watching even when you don't think they are.
Let me ask you this though. Did you see her coming or did she just pop up on you?
She popped up on me because I had my headphones in and I'm just shopping and I'm just dancing, reading the label. And she came up and when I turned around to put it in my cart, she was standing right there.
So do you have to change that part of your life now? Like, do you have to keep one earphone out? Like, this is a serious question. Like, do you have to feel like
when I'm in the store, I don't worry about it. But whenever I'm out just outside, if I'm out for a walk or for a run, I never have both my I gotta pay attention to my surroundings. I only do that in the store. That's the only time I do it. But outside, never. Never.
That's wild. Like I mean that's cool. I'm just saying, like for me, that would be jarring. Like if someone like popped up on me and I wasn't ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
Because
like
I wasn't paying attention, I'm just reading my label. Excuse me, and here she was. And I was just like, okay, hey. But she was real nice though.
I'm glad that you had a good experience. I'm just the more I think about it, I'm just because I I'm seeing more and more. Like I watch your cooking tutorials sometimes, and I was like I see people on there. I always try to like them and all that. But like I'm just thinking like you guys are in a position where like maybe sooner than later you're gonna be like people are gonna be like associate you guys with a certain thing and just know who you are. And that's gonna be like at the airport. That's gonna be other place where people are like, "Hey, can I talk to you about something?" Blah blah blah. And I'm very interested in seeing how you feel about that part when it gets to it, because like that seems like because to me, I'm a private person. I don't know if I could ever be like the face of a company, because like I don't know if I have I don't know if I have the social abilities to do that like y'all do.
Yeah, I'll tell you that is interesting when people are like, I was just watching your cooking thing and I had no idea that they followed me at all.
Mm-hmm.
Or when people just come up to me and talk to me about stuff that I've made before or videos. So that's one thing, you never know who's watching, especially on social media, because people can watch without you knowing. And it's just that is interesting when people tell me what I did on my page. They didn't comment on it, they didn't like it, but when they see me, they talk about it. Or they'll text me about something. Even on email lists, people on my email list, I don't even know who on there, and they'll bring up something I emailed about like months ago.
So I guess that's the other thing. So you answer all your emails, or is it like a service, or I'm not sure if you can answer that.
Yeah. So I use an email to blast a service to blast out emails. Mm-hmm. When people reply, that is me replying back.
Okay.
Like if they reply to the email, that's me replying back. But when I send out the email, it's through a company. Because it's going to like thousands of people at the same time.
And like, does it ever get overwhelming? Like, or is it just? I mean, this is. Let me know if we're asking too much, but does it get overwhelming having to go from like I'm sure as you watch your corporation business grow, like what you got last year in terms of like correspondence is not what it is this year,
Mm-hmm.
So like is there like ever a fatigue on how you have to carry yourself when you respond to people, or is it still easy to do?
But a little bit of all of it. It depends on the time frame. Like if I'm doing a challenge, it can be completely overwhelming because the replies are just coming in. It's crazy busy. But now I do what is considered to be time blocking, and that's why we're gonna have to cut it short because I'm off my time blocking.
Oh, I'm sorry, Auntie.
No, you're fine. But time blocking helps though. So like the first thing on my day was for me to check, reply to emails, reply to my clients, reply to social media. and I give myself like 30 minutes to an hour for that. And then I got to do the rest of my day. Then the rest of the day, if it's something else, like later on, if I got some downtime, I might go back and look. But that's how I manage mine. But luckily, I'm not at that point where it's just like, it's not like my notifications are popping all day, every day. But it can get a little busy. It's picking up.
Okay. Well, I know you gotta go out, T, and thank you for. You said thank you for just speaking to us today. Like, I feel like you said a lot of things that, I mean, we always have good conversations, but you not a lot of people like hold the same values of being honest like that. Like, especially when I don't know, I agree with you, man. I think to me, you should be yourself regardless of where you are. And I'm saying that because I know it's hard to do. Because, I don't know, man. Life is hard, but I appreciate you for being who you are, and always coming on the show and making time for us. Well, I know you're making time for me, Grandpa. You always got time for it, but like I had to make sure my aunt got some time.
Look at we know who I logged on for. We know who the superstar
I know you logged
is.
on for Grandpa, but even though he questioned your bowl,
he asked me who I bought that for. He's like, Crystal can't cook like that. Crystal don't do that.
Grandpa gonna be asking for that bowl when you come.
There's 4 or 5 different things. I thought it was took the wrapper off and put it in the microwave.
Grandpa gonna ask for that bowl when you come by. He's like, I'm gonna need to see what this bowl is made.
I'll make it.
Yeah, it was I like good there. So I said, because right now everybody, products that have been, I can't even say what I want to say, but
like pre-made.
Yeah, pre-made stuff. You have nice salads and things, but you can go in the store, and take the wrapper off and put it in the microwave, and that's it.
So, Pops, what Josh was talking about on Saturday mornings, I won't be able to do it this Saturday, but on Saturday mornings, I go live on Facebook and Instagram, and I make food. It's called In the Kitchen with Crystal. So I'm doing some type of meal prep or I'm cooking, and this is actually what I made Saturday, and I just had some left over, so I just made an extra one. This time I did it with quinoa instead of with rice, like I did the other day.
Yeah, next time you go live, I'm gonna try to set it up so Grandpa can see it.
Yeah. I do that. What'd you say, Pops? You say you haven't been on Instagram?
No, how you get on Instagram?
So, starting next week probably. I'm growing up like nephew. I'm going live on YouTube, so I'll be live on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook at the same time.
Are you gonna do StreamYard?
I just got my account today. I sure did.
I'll stay on YouTube, so I'll be able to pick you up.
Yeah, so I'll be able to go live on there. Yeah, Pops, if you already subscribed to my YouTube page, you'll probably get the notification when I go live.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
You know what? Because I know we got to go. I'm just gonna wrap up the final thoughts because I'm just gonna include everybody. I want to say that we really didn't ask Grandpa his opinion about it, but I do want to base it on what he's told me about his life. Mm-hmm. People say what they would do in some situation. I don't know if I could do what Grandpa has done in his life or what you've done in your life because, for example, when he said on Detroit trolley, him having to get off, and every day that he was on it, he got off and people were throwing bricks at him. I don't know if I could have been that person and thought calmly and rationally to get out of that situation in life every day for however many years he had to do that. I don't know if I could do what you did when, someone called you that black bee in the military and not just go off on them or not done anything at all. I don't know. I mean, you did the best thing for you, and people I think need to realize that if you're not in someone's real life situation, experience that thing, it's not fair for you to say what you would have done because you don't know. Yeah. Now, I mean, there's some things you probably could say without a doubt, like you could do, but you're not in everybody's current circumstance. And I think is what you've talked about today and things Grandpa's talked about in his life. I think it's made me really reflect on that. With the part of you said, sad that people always cracking jokes on people, and there has to be accountability because whether things are jokes or not, if someone warns you, or not even if someone warns you, if someone approaches you like, hey, this ain't funny, you can't always hide behind the law because the law isn't always right. It's something about morality. Like you as a human being should be able to tell hey, maybe I should ease up on what I'm doing for my fellow man, because that's the only way we're going to improve a society, in my opinion. Like, you should, like, what's the word? Compassion. You should be able to feel empathy for others, because, like you said, I'm not going to be able to live in your shoes. I'm not going to live in Grandpa's shoes. Y'all not going to be living mine. And the idea that we don't know what people are going through, if we are just that much more cognizant of that, you know. And I'll end it with this. It's a quote from Bromine Jones, where he said his dad used to always tell him, no one wants to be a fuck up. Like, when people make mistakes, sometimes it happens. You can't excuse them for what they did, but no one wants to be a fuck up. And that's my final thought today.
Agreed. I like that. You got a final thought, Pops?
No final thought. All ears. That's my final thought.
Wow.
All ears. Listening, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this episode, I guess you might call it, very much. And so that's my final thought.
Did you want to say something else, Auntie?
Happy Women's History Month. Okay.
Oh, don't worry. It don't even got to end this month. We can always have Women's History whenever you want, Auntie.
Whatever. You know, I just had to end with a little petty.
Well, we had to make sure the most important woman got her say today. You know, it was all you had the most time with everybody today.
Did?
Yeah.
I felt like your uncle was Bogart, just because he's been gone for the last 20 minutes.
That's where we ran over. We had to make sure that your time had eclipsed. That's why I said that.
I love y'all.
Love you, Auntie.
This is awesome. Every week, this is a highlight. Next time
when y'all come in here, you can go out with me and Grandpa when we go bar hopping, so you can see how we living.
Look here, I need to see it. I'm gonna just sit in the corner. I just want to observe.
Auntie, what I didn't say is you should have saw how some of them women were treating Grandpa. Putting their arms
I need to come in and tell Shirley to back up. Like,
their arms in his elbow when they walk by.
We don't need your
Where was I at?
Pops, you cannot be that oblivious when women are making Google eyes at you.
Well, I ain't seen them. Maybe because I can't see. I ain't seen nobody making Google eyes. I couldn't even see the game there.
That's hilarious. Nephew, I saw you took that beard down. I told you were.
See, you ain't supposed to point that out.
I've been watching because I knew it was gonna happen.
I'm gonna raise it to a 5.5 from a 4.
Wow, a 5.5. Okay.
You know, Grandpa's high standards have rubbed off on me.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Well, I love you, Auntie. I love you, Grandpa. I know you guys gotta go. We'll set you up with Instagram, Grandpa, so you can see it.
Yeah,
well, I'll be on YouTube next time. I'll be on YouTube.
There's so much stuff to keep on coming up on my computer. I got some what you call them things you punch?
Buttons?
Notifications?
Apps.
Oh, apps.
I got so many apps on there, I don't even know what they be doing. You know, then every day it keeps on something new, you know, and I can't keep up with the old.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I got my problem too.
Yeah, I'm good to delete apps off my phone if I haven't been used them. I don't have time for that.
That's right. I'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next week on the show. New time Tuesday, in case we didn't say it.
That's right. See y'all next week.
See you next week. See you, Grandpa. See you, Auntie.
I'll take care of you. Have a good day.